In today's video, we will be starting a brand new what if. If you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, that what if is what if EX Fusion was canon. Some of you out there might be wondering, hey, what's EX Fusion? I've never heard of it. For those of you that know what EX Fusion is and don't need an explanation of it, I'm gonna put a timestamp on the screen so you can skip forward and not listen to the explanation. Well, EX Fusion was a new way of fusing introduced in Dragon Ball Fusions. For those of you guys who haven't played Dragon Ball Fusions, I'd recommend it. It's one of the best Dragon Ball games. Anyways, EX Fusion is a combination between the Potara fusion and the Metamoran fusion. This fusion is completed by wearing a Metamo ring, which is basically an armband and performing the fusion dance. Not only does this fusion have unlimited time, but they can defuse whenever. This way of fusing does have one big drawback, and that's that it's weaker than the fusion dance. So while EX Gotenks is weaker than regular Gotenks, EX Gotenks doesn't have to worry about his timer running out. Anyways, with that explanation out of the way, let's get on to the video. After the events of the Buu Saga, Trunks is playing with his buddy Goten, and they start talking about what happened in their fight with Super Buu. Trunks goes on to say if only they had a bit more time, they could have beaten Buu. Goten mentions that their dads used some earrings to fuse that didn't have the same time limit. It's a shame they couldn't just combine the two techniques. The earrings plus the dance. This is when Trunks gets the idea to do just that, combine the two. So the boys go to ask Vegeta to see if he has a pair of the earrings, and obviously he doesn't, as he crushed it back in the Buu Saga. So they go to ask Goku to see if he has them, and if not, take him to Shin to get a pair. Goku says no to both, as the Potara fusion is permanent and should only be used as a last resort. The boys leave disappointed, however Trunks still says that they have one last resort, so they go to Capsule Corp, and after a bit of searching, Trunks finds the Dragon Radar. And thus they begin to search for the Dragon Balls, and after a couple of funny hijinks, they collect all 7. For the first wish, they get a pair of Potara earrings, and let's say for the last 2 wishes, they get candy or something. Because if not candy, it'd be like toys or something, because I feel like that's what they would get. After getting the earrings, they head to Capsule Corp, where Trunks with the help of his mom and grandpa are able to create the first set of Metamo rings. I doubt they'd be able to create in a day, let's say it takes them like a week to create it. With the new Metamo rings, Goten and Trunks fuse, and thus we get EX Gotenks, and after about 30 minutes or so, they don't defuse. This gets Gotenks really excited. If only he had this when he fought Buu, then he could have defeated him. After about an hour or so, he removes the Metamo ring and he defuses. Goten is really excited that worked and they can stay fused for longer. However, Trunks notes that this version of Gotenks is weaker than the original. However, they don't have a time limit, which is a big plus. He'll just have to work on making it better and stronger than both the dance and the earrings. Soon after, Vegeta walks in, asking what are they doing. He sent some crazy key earlier. Trunks immediately takes the ring from Goten and asks his father to fuse with him. Vegeta almost immediately says no, he doesn't want to learn that fusion dance thing. Trunks starts to look a little disappointed, but then Bulma steps in telling Vegeta that if he doesn't do it, she'll take down the gravity chamber. After a moment of thinking, Vegeta hesitantly agrees to do this, but he tells Goten not to tell his father about this. So the boys begin to teach him how to do the fusion dance. And once the boys think that Vegeta has gotten it down, they give him the armband, and thus we get EX Vejanks. And this fusion is very cocky, much like Gotenks. I'm not gonna lie, Vejanks is such a weird name. Since most fusions act super cocky, they decide to go outside and power up. He wants to see what his full power looks like. And shortly after reaching full power in his base form, Goku instant transmissions in. And after Goten fills Goku in on everything that's happened, everything about the Metamo rings, Goku begins to tease the Vegeta side of the fusion, and he challenges them to a fight as he wants to see how strong the father-son fusion is. And I doubt that Vejanks would decline the offer to fight Goku, after all he is part of Vegeta. The fight would start easy enough with them in their base forms. Even after Goku kicks it up to Super Saiyan 2, the fusion Vegeta is able to hold him off no problem. He then kicks it up to Super Saiyan 3, to which Vegeta is actually getting pushed back a bit. Goku isn't stronger by any means, he's just able to keep up a little bit more. Vegeta, out of pride, decides to go Super Saiyan and basically overwhelm everything Goku throws at him. The battle ends with the fusion being declared the winner. Once Goku powers down and Vegeta unfuses, Goku suggests that they should fuse again, but this time with the bands. To which Vegeta just walks away, saying that he'd never fuse with them again. Vegeta was a one-time thing. Goku is a little disappointed, but then he turns to Goten and asks if they should try out this new fusion technique. From here, we'll skip to the Battle of God's Arc, to which, unfortunately, the EX fusion won't be relevant here, as the most I can see it being used is EX Gotenks fighting Beerus, and not defusing when Beerus spanks him. But other than that, I don't think there's much it would be able to do. Maybe Trunks or Goten suggest for the others to fuse, however they all know that no one but Goku can fight against Beerus, so none of them fuse. After the whole fight between God Goku and Beerus happens, Trunks and Bulma begin to work on creating a stronger version of the band. Just so it's not weak and irrelevant because the regular fusion dance is stronger, they also begin on creating at least one more set so more people can use them. And now we can get into the Golden Frieza Saga, where it'll do a bit more than the last arc. The arc starts off the same. Frieza gets resurrected and comes to Earth after 4 months of training. The Z Fighters then take on the soldiers and Tagoma attacks them. This is when EX Gotenks shows up and uses Headbutt. It's super effective. And unlike in canon, Gotenks doesn't defuse. And he throws the extra set of Menmo rings to Piccolo and Gohan. He tells them to get to fusing while he fights this bald guy. Piccolo and Krillin begin teaching Gohan the fusion technique while Ginyu body changes with Tagoma. After Ginyu gives a speech about what happened to him after Namek, he begins his fight with Gotenks. The fight begins with Ginyu powering up and kicking him in the gut, to which Gotenks in response bites his foot and kicks him in the face. The fight continues like this with them trading blows back and forth. Gotenks has the slightest edge over Ginyu just because of all the weird techniques he can use. Gotenks, having learned his lesson from Buu, begins to charge up a Big Bang Kamehameha. And in game, Gotenks can use this move, so I'm just gonna give it to him here. However, as Gotenks is charging up this big move, Ginyu manages to get up, appear right in front of him, and remove the Menmo ring. This causes Gotenks to unfuse, and the attack pretty much just gets negated. Ginyu, upon seeing Goten and Trunks, laughs at them, telling them how could they have ever hoped to defeat the great Captain Ginyu of the Ginyu Force. With both of the Menmo rings in hand, he turns and asks Frieza what he should do with them. Should he destroy him, or perhaps both of them could, use it? Frieza is taking him back a bit, and a little embarrassed at the thought of him fusing with Ginyu, but he just tells to do whatever he wants with those bands, just kill the kids. Ginyu then turns to the kids and throws the Menmo rings backwards, in which Sorbet catches them. Ginyu gives off a very villainous smile before he bursts towards the kids, yelling out, "Die!" But before he get any closer to them, a white flash of light temporarily blinds everybody around them, as the fusion between Piccolo and Gohan, Kalohan emerges. Don't hate, but that's what the game calls him, so that's what I'm gonna call him. After a moment of just feeling out his power, he flies to Goten and Trunks. He stands in front of the kids, telling them that they fought well. Now it's his turn to fight. Go protect Bulma and the others. Let's say his fight with Ginyu really doesn't last long, as this fusion is far stronger than anything Ginyu could put out. After they're done with him, they turn their attention to Frieza and tell him to leave for the last time, or else. To which Frieza replies, "Ho ho ho, your little party trick is nothing compared to the power I possess now." First form Frieza tries to fight off Kalohan, but he is quickly overpowered. So Frieza goes straight into his final form and tries to fight him again. However, even with this final form, Frieza still gets overpowered quite quickly. Frieza angrily breaks away from the fight, telling the fusion that this current form is not his final form, and then he proceeds to show off the Golden Frieza form. Kalohan, realizing that Frieza is powered up massively, decides to go Super Saiyan 2, and they begin their fight again. Unfortunately for the fusion, Golden Frieza is shown to be stronger. But thanks to the fact that Gohan is made up of Gohan and Piccolo, they are able to outsmart Frieza and keep up with his power somewhat. We do see Gohan using Piccolo's stretchy arms to catch Frieza off guard. Maybe Gohan even goes into the water to use it as cover and sneak attack Frieza. Considering this is Gohan and Piccolo, they could probably come up with a lot more crazy tactics than I can right now. Anyways, as the battle drags on, everybody realizes that Frieza is losing power, and it's not until a little bit later where Gohan starts to actually land good hits on Frieza. Thanks to his unperfected golden form, Frieza starts to lose the battle. Eventually, Gohan gets Frieza on his knees, and now knowing that he's beaten Frieza, the fusion begins to charge up his Kamehameha beam cannon. Frieza screams out that it should be impossible that he would be defeated by a Saiyan and a Mechian. He's the great Frieza, he was born a prodigy, this shouldn't happen to him. He continues to yell that they can go to hell without him. And as he's about to destroy the planet, Gohan releases his attack before Frieza can finish his sentence. This means Frieza is killed yet again, but this time by Gohan and Piccolo. After he's done with his attack, he turns to Sorbet and tells him to leave or suffer the same fate. And Sorbet, realizing that they've lost, he and any remaining soldiers decide to retreat. After all the Frieza soldiers leave Earth, Gohan and Piccolo defuse and they celebrate the fact that they're able to defeat Frieza. Meanwhile, on Beerus' planet, Goku and Vegeta are celebrating Gohan's win. As you see, by the time Whis noticed that Bulma was calling him, Gohan and Frieza were well into their fight. So Goku and Vegeta decided to sit back and watch, and unless they really needed to, Goku can instant transmission over there and help him. Thankfully, it never came down to that, and Gohan took the win. However, once they do get back to Earth, they congratulate their kids for being able to protect Earth without them. But even though Vegeta says that he was happy that they were able to protect Earth without him, he tells Gohan that he should have been able to fight him alone, without actually requiring to fuse. There's no reason he should be slacking on his training. He's got a family now, he's got to protect them, he's got to be strong. Gohan does take this to heart and, like in canon, begins to train again. Following this, unfortunately, due to the fact that fusion is illegal in the Tournament of Destroyers, EX Fusion doesn't get a chance to shine here. This also means that the Champa arc is pretty much just the same. Where things do slightly change is in the Copy Vegeta arc, where Trunks convinces Vegeta to fuse again. This means EX Vegeta has returned and they fight Copy Vegeta, however they mostly rely on Trunks' moveset, since Copy Vegeta stole all of Vegeta's attack when he absorbed him. Vegeta tries his best to keep up with Blue Copy Vegeta, however, there's still no match for him. This means Goku has to show up and save the day like he did in the anime. Anyways, that's where we're going to be leaving it off for today. So yeah, if this gets enough support, I'll make a part 2 that will cover the Goku Black Saga. But for now, I guess this is gonna be about it. So yeah, let me know down below what fusion combinations you would like to see, because with EX Fusion, we can pretty much just do anything. So I did want to address one thing. In Dragon Ball Fusions, all the characters are ranked, with C rank being the weakest and G rank being the strongest. Gohan, the fusion between Piccolo and Gohan, is actually an S rank, which is the second highest, right behind G rank. And actually Golden Frieza is G rank, meaning that normally Gohan would be weaker than Golden Frieza, but since I did in fact, add in Super Saiyan 2, I do think it would kind of put Gohan in that rank if it were to actually work that way. But yeah, anyways, that's my excuse on why Gohan won this match. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember to leave a like, comment down below what your favorite part of the video was, and I'll see you guys later.